ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். Sri Bhagavad Gita. We are now starting to go through the meanings for 11th chapter. This chapter is known as Vishwarupa Darshana Yogam or Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga. From the 7th chapter, Krishna has been explaining Bhakti Yogam to Arjuna, and as part of his explanation in the 10th chapter, he explained the Vibhuti Yogam in detail to Arjuna. Vibhuti Yogam means the greatness of having everything in this world as his wealth, as his opulence. That was explained to Arjuna so that Arjuna's devotion increases and he becomes more attached to Krishna. With that intent, it was explained to him, and having heard that Vibhuti Yoga, now Arjuna acquires some clarity and he starts requesting Krishna to manifest that beautiful divine form which has all of the opulence which he explained thus far in this previous chapter. On the request of Arjuna, Krishna manifests that divine form to him, and Arjuna becomes very pleased in this chapter. Bhagavad Ramanuja has written a beautiful commentary named Gita Bhashyam. Vedantacharya has written a beautiful commentary named Tattvarya Chandrika. Based on these two, Puttur Sri U.A. Krishnaswamy Iyengar has given an elaborate commentary in Tamil for Bhagavad Gita. As part of that, he has also given word by word meanings. With that, we have translated the same into English, and we are using this English translation to understand the simple meanings of all the shlokams in Bhagavad Gita. Now we are going to start with the 11th chapter. So in this chapter, Bhagavan is showing his Vishwarupa form, Vishwarupa Darshanam to Arjuna. Let us start with the first shlokam. Arjuna Uvacha Madanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Samhitam Yat Tvayoktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama. Let us see the word by word meanings. Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna said, Madanugrahaya, mercifully towards me, Paramam Guhyam, very secretive, Adhyatma Samhitam Vachaha, the instructions in the first 6 chapters which described everything about Atma. Yat Tvaya Uktam, whatever told by you, Tena, by those words, Mama Ayam Moha, my confusion relating to this Atma related matters, Vigataha, has been completely eliminated. So Arjuna is saying here, with whatever instructions you have given mercifully in the first 6 chapters, which described everything about Atma, which are very secretive, with all of those instructions, my confusion relating to the Atma related to matters has been completely eliminated by those words. So in the first 6 chapters, especially from the 2nd chapter after the 11th shlokam, Bhagavan starts explaining about Atma, what is Karma Yoga, what is Jnana Yoga, and then by end of 6th chapter he explains that Bhakti Yoga is the best approach. Hearing all of that, Arjuna acquires great clarity about the self. Because Arjuna was in confusion in the beginning. Though he is very knowledgeable, he became confused, he became bewildered looking at all the relatives, his grandfathers, his gurus, his brothers, all of them were on the other side. And he got confused and he became compassionate towards all of them, which was unnecessary at that point of the battle. So when Krishna started explaining about Atma and other aspects relating to Atma, Arjuna slowly started acquiring clarity. And by the end of 6th chapter itself, he got good clarity about the self and what are the duties of the self. So that is what is being highlighted by Arjuna here, saying that all his confusion are eradicated now, are eliminated by those words in those first 6 chapters itself. Next, second shlokam. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shrutau vistarasho maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. In this shlokam, he is talking about the next 4 chapters, from the 7th chapter till 10th chapter, where Bhagavan explained about his own greatness, such as Bhagavan himself is the creator, he is the origin for everything, and his vibhuti, that is his wealth, of the entire world being his wealth. All of those were explained by Bhagavan in the next 4 chapters. So Bhagavan, having explained that, Arjuna is saying now that he has understood all of those aspects also. Let us see the word by word meanings. Kamalapatraksha, O Lord, who is having lotus leaf like eyes. So Bhagavan's specific identity is being Pundarikaksha, being the lotus-eyed person. That is a specific identity of Parabrahman, Supreme Lord, and Bhagavan is being addressed in this manner by Arjuna here. Tvattha, from you, who is Paramatma, springing, originating, Bhutanam, all entities. Bhavapyayau, creation and deluge. Vistarashaha, elaborately. Maya, by me. Shrutau hi, haven't been heard? Have I not heard about all of those from you directly? So Arjuna is asking Krishna. He generally indicates well-known aspect. So here Arjuna is saying, have I not heard all of that from you? Avyayam, unlimited. Mahatmyam apicha, have heard all your multifaceted greatness. So Krishna is telling, Arjuna is telling Krishna, O Lord who is having lotus leaf-like eyes, haven't creation and deluge and all your multifaceted greatness been directly and elaborately heard from you by me? As Krishna has explained these in the last 4 chapters, Arjuna is just recollecting all of them and telling Krishna that he has heard all of that. Now he has total faith towards Krishna, total confidence on Krishna. Third shlokam. Evam etad dhyatha tvam atmanam parameshvara drashtum ichchami te rupam aishvaram purushottama. Let us see the word by word meanings. In this shlokam, Arjuna is revealing his desire to see Bhagavan's Vishwarupam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Parameshvara, O Sarveshvara, O Lord of all. Sarveshvara, Parameshvara, all of these mean that there is none equal to or higher than Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the supreme. Purushottama, O Purushottama, greatest among all. Uttama means the best. Usually we say Adhama, lowest, Madhyama, moderate, and Uttama, the best. So Bhagavan is addressed as Purushottama here, O greatest among all. Yatha tvam atmanam atha, the way you explained about yourself. Evam etat, as it is, understood by me. I understood whatever you explained about yourself. I have understood them clearly, as you said. Aishwaram, having glories, such as being the controller of all. Aishwaryam generally means wealth as well as opulence, as well as control. So here, Bhagavan having full control over everyone is explained. Te Rupam, your form. Drashtam Ichchami, Aham, I desire to see. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, the way you explained about yourself is understood by me as it is. I desire to see your form which is having glories, such as being the controller of all. So Arjuna is requesting here that Krishna show that form where everything is all encompassing in Krishna's form, Krishna's divine form. So here he is revealing his desire to see that form. That is the first step. Fourth shlokam. Manyase yadi tatchakyam maya drashtum iti prabho yogeshvara tatho me tvam darshayatmanam abhyayam. Yogeshvara, O one with auspicious qualities. Prabho, O Sarveshvara, Lord of all. Tat, your form. Maya, by me. Drashtum shakyam iti, can be seen. Yadi manyase, if you think. Tat, due to that reason only. Tvam, you. Atmanam, your form. Me, for me. Abhyayam darshaya, show in full. So in this shlokam, Arjuna is being very humble. Because by now, he has learnt that Krishna is the supreme. He has become aware that Krishna is the origin of everything. Krishna is the supreme. Krishna has all the wealth, all the control. Everything is under the bounds of Bhagavan's potency. So Arjuna, having understood that, he is very humble and he requests Krishna to show his divine form only if Krishna considers that Arjuna is fit to see that. So that is the real philosophy also. Only when Bhagavan desires to show his form, any of us can see his form. If he desires to ignore us, discard us, then we will not be having his darshan. It is only by his own grace we get to see him. Having understood this principle clearly, Arjuna is humbly praying to Krishna and requesting Krishna to show his wonderful form, this Vishwarupa, if he thinks that Arjuna can behold that vision. O one with auspicious qualities, O Sarveshvara, if you think that your form can be seen by me, only due to that reason, you please show me your form in full. So that is Arjuna's request. After that, Bhagavan starts speaking. That is 5th shlokam. From 5th shlokam to 8th shlokam, Bhagavan is speaking. After that, he shows his divine form, and Sanjaya, who is explaining all of this to Dhritarashtra, he is explaining that vision, and after that Arjuna also discloses what he sees. But first we will see these 4 shlokams where Bhagavan is himself speaking and he is ready to grant the vision, the darshan to Arjuna. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatashotha Sahasrashaha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha. Let's see the word by word meanings. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Krishna, the Lord, explained. Partha, O son of Kunti, may, my, Rupani, forms, which are present everywhere. Pashya, see. Atha, further. Shatasha, Sahasrasha, cha. Hundreds and thousands of. Nana Vidhani, and many varieties. Divyani, amazing. Nana Varna Akritini, see the forms which have many colors and states. So here Krishna is saying, O son of Kunti, see my forms which are present everywhere. Further, see the amazing forms which have many colors and shades which are in hundreds and thousands and in many varieties. So Bhagavan's forms are very variegated. This whole Srishti, all of the entities which are seen here, everything is having Bhagavan as the Antaryami. The creation is so amazing that it is so variegated and hence it is so marvelous. If we look at celestial beings, there are so many varieties in them. If you look at humans, there are so many varieties. There are tall, short, stout, lean, round face, square face, many different kinds. Nose with pressed nose, elongated nose. In every aspect, there are different varieties. Similarly, we take birds. There are so many varieties of birds. And in each bird, there is different varieties, different colors. Similarly in animals. Similarly in all the plants, trees. So there is so much variety. So many colors. So many forms. So many different forms. They are in hundreds and hundreds and thousands of varieties. So Bhagavan is saying, you see all of these amazing forms now. Next, 6th shlokam. Here Bhagavan is saying that various devatas, they are all seen in his form now. Pashyadadityan basun rudran ashvino marutas tatha bahunya drishta purvani Pashyascharyaani Bharata. O descendant of Bharata clan. So Arjuna is coming in the Bharata clan. He is considered as the best. Sometimes he is addressed as Bharata Rishabha, the best among Bharata descendants. Adityan, 12 Adityas, sons of Aditi. We have already seen Adityanam aham Vishnu. Bhagavan has said that he is Vishnu among the 12 Adityas. Vasus, the 8 Vasus. Rudran, the 11 Rudras. Krishna also said that he is Shankara among Rudras. Ashvino, the 2 Ashvini Devatas. Tatha Marutas, the wind Devatas. Pashya, behold all of them in my singular form. Bahuni, the variety of entities which are seen. Adrishta Purvani, never seen before. No one has seen like this before anywhere. Ascharyani, this is amazing to view. Pashya, behold all of these amazing entities, amazing devatas, amazing persons. Alvars also have said Enmar Padinoruvar, Eeraruvar, Oriruvar. The many devatas have been identified by Alvars. Similarly, Andal Nachiyar has said Muppattu Moovar, Amararku Munsendru, the main 33 leaders of the 33 crore devatas, they have been identified. So all of these devatas, they are all forms of Bhagavan. Every entity is a form of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is Antaryami for all of them. So generally we think Vishwarupam, we will see, as we have seen in some pictures, we all commonly use that picture also, that there is one big form of Bhagavan where different heads are there in that form. But here Bhagavan's Vishwarupam is shown in such a way, it's very difficult for us to even visualize it. Every entity is having Bhagavan as Antaryami and every entity is seen in the singular form of Bhagavan. That amazing form is what is shown to Arjuna here. That is 6th shlokam. Now 7th shlokam. Ihaikastam jagatkritnam pashyadhya sacharacharam mamadehe gudakesha yachanyad drashtum ichchasi. So Bhagavan is saying in this shlokam, Gudakesha, O conqueror of sleep. Arjuna is celebrated as one who conquered sleep. Ihame dehe, in this my form here. Ekastam, in one part. Sacharacharam kritsnam jagat. Sacharacharam, all movable and immovable entities. Kritsnam, everything, all. Jagat, of this material realm. Adhyapashya, behold. So Krishna is saying, you behold everything in your eyes. Everything is seen in just one fraction, one part of my divine form. What are you seeing here? Sacharacharam Kritsnam Jagat. All movable and immovable entities. Everything is seen in this one form. This is what we were seeing before also. This one singular form has everything in it. Bhagavan shows everything to be seen in that one form. Such is the divinity of that form, that universal form. Yat cha anyat drashtum ichhasi. Beyond the movable and immovable entities we can think of, whichever else you may like to see. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna, whatever you like to see, any entity, that too, mamadehe ekastam pasya, you can see everything in one part of my body. So already Bhagavan said in previous chapters, Ushtabhyaham itam kritsnam. So Bhagavan said that everything is held by him in just one fraction of his body. So here also Bhagavan is saying the same thing. You can see everything in just one part of your body. Whatever you like to see, you can see all of that in this particular body. So that was 7th shlokam. And finally the 8th shlokam, where Krishna explains that Arjuna cannot see this universal form with his current eyes. And Krishna is saying that he is going to grant special divine eyes to Arjuna so that he can see the Vishwarupam. 8th shlokam. Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogam aishwaram. Let's see the word by word meanings. Anena eva swachakshusha. With these eyes of yours, mam drashtum tu na shakyase. You cannot see me with this material eyes, with the eyes you have. Divyam chakshuhu, divine eyes, which are different from these material eyes. Te dadami, I am giving you. And with those eyes, me aishwaram yogam pasya, you see the auspicious qualities and wealth which are present with me, the Ishvara exclusively. So Krishna is saying in this shlokam that you cannot see, behold my universal form with your worldly eyes, your material eyes. You have to get divine eyes, and I will give you that divine eyes with which you can see my divine universal form. So from this we can understand that the Vishwarupa darshan which was given to Arjuna was not seen by anybody else in the battlefield. It was only Krishna who was fortunate to see that Vishwarupa darshanam, and of course Sanjaya, who is a great devotee of Krishna, who is narrating all of this to Dhritarashtra. So Sanjaya also got to see that Vishwarupa darshanam from far away place, but in the battlefield it was only Arjuna who saw that divine universal form. And he is saying, Krishna is saying here that to Arjuna that only with that divine eyes he can behold that form. And what is he going to see? It is all the auspicious qualities and all his wealth. That is, all the Chetanas and Achetanas, all of that are Bhagavan's wealth, all the sentient beings and insentient entities. Everything is owned by Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is saying that you can see all of them in my divine form here. With this we come to the end of the 8th shlokam. In the subsequent slokams we are going to see the actual Vishwarupa darshanam. We will continue on in the next session. Alvar Emberumanar, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.